Good morning. Today we're going to be installing a 2-inch leveling kit on my 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT. It's a 2-inch leveling kit from Motofab. Cost me around maybe 55 bucks. The reason why I'm installing it is because I want to put some bigger wheels on the truck, maybe like a 33-inch tire. So they say with the 2-inch leveling kit, you should be able to fit some 33s on it. They say that the installation is pretty simple. It should take about a couple hours. So let's get to it and see how it is. In case anybody was wondering, that's the part number for the kit that I have. And like I said, that's for the 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT. So just with any project, you want to get your jacks, your wheel chocks for safety, jack stands, all that kind of stuff. Break loose the lug nuts. I won't bore you with all that stuff, so we're just gonna do some movie magic and stamp right into it. Okay, once I got the wheel off and everything, I disconnected the brake lines and the ABS lines. That way, when we disconnect the ball joints, it won't pull on the lines. We'll support this in a minute. First thing I did, let's see if you can see it back there, is I'm disconnecting the sway arm on the back of the bolt there. A socket fits on it because the ball joint just spins once you get it loose. That is an 11/32 socket on the back of it just to hold it. And I'm using a crescent wrench to take the nut off there. And then once that's done, I just slide that out and we'll continue from there. I got the sway arm linkage out. I just put it off to the side. Now we're going to work on the ball joints. We'll get those loose. Got it supported, and as you can see, the way that my ball joint is, all I have to do is loosen it up, and it's already starting to come apart. I didn't have to bang on it or anything. So I'm just going to keep loosening until it just comes out. You can see it's just slowly coming down. I'm gonna stop there, and next I'm gonna work on the tie rod. This one also, you need to put a socket on the bottom and use like a crescent wrench or something and loosen that nut up, and that should pop out with ease also. Well, I guess it depends on how old your truck is, but mine's brand new, so everything seems to be just coming apart really easily. So as you can see, the ball joint is loose. I have the steering linkage loose. On the other side, I noticed that I really didn't have to take apart the steering linkage. I just had to loosen it up. According to some of the instructions, they want you to loosen the bolts up at the top of the strut tower. But on the other side, I didn't have to do that. I was able to have enough slack already when I got done to slide the 2-inch spacer underneath the strut there. So as you can see, I have a jack underneath holding the A-arm just so it doesn't fall down. And I'm going to loosen this red strap just to lower it down some. And then we should be able to loosen up the bolts on the strut at the bottom, and 2 bolts, and then slide the spacer underneath that. So we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, I got the 2 bolts out from the bottom of the strut here. As you can see, that was a 15mm bolt. The little caps there you have to pry those little caps off so that you can put the new bolts on. So you pry those off, and then once we get done prying those off, we'll lower this whole assembly down and see how much space we have to get those spacers in there. Okay, as you can see, I got the bolts out. I lowered the A-arm down, the control arms. As you can see, all the space that was created. I didn't even have to, like I said, loosen the bolts at the top of the strut tower. It was enough space for me to get down here and put the blocks in and line it up, put the bolts, drop the new bolts in, and go from there. So everything was pretty easy. Where did you go? Now I see you back in there. Trying to hide from me. Yep, just pop these off. And then slide the new ones in. Okay, so according to the instructions, sorry about my hands there. Okay, the block goes in this way, and then the new bolts drop in from the top down, and then the nut goes on the bottom. That way the bolt's not sticking up and end up rubbing against any equipment there. So as you can see, I put the block under, I started the bolts in, and I just gotta wiggle the strut so I can get it in place and line it up with the holes. Oh, see, that one already fell in over there. I think this might be the hardest part, is just trying to get them to line up. Let's see. See if I can eyeball it. So that's supposed to be there. Right there. All right. So from this point, you put another washer on the bottom with the lock nuts. Tighten those on the bottom, and then start reassembling everything. Okay, so I got the bolts tight. They go from the top down, bolts go on the bottom, the nuts go on the bottom. Now, like I said, all we have to do is jack up the A-arm. That way we can line the ball joints and stuff back up, and also the sway arm, and get that lined up, put the bolts back on that, and get them all tightened up. Okay, there's the finished product. And you can see where the bolt has to go from top down, or it's gonna interfere with the arm there. Everything's nice and tight. Ball joints back tight. Sway arms back on. Steering linkage is tight again. So the only thing left to do now is put the wheels back on and lower it down. See what she looks like. So she's back on the ground now. There she is. Lifted two in the front. Level her off. Now the next project will be wheels. I think that'll probably be it. Looking nice. So another thing that I did, if you can notice on my garage door, I marked a line on where the headlight beam was. And that's also so that I can adjust them back down, because I'm going to be end up blinding people when I can pull up behind them. So I put the line there where the beams were at factory height. And this is where it's at now, so you can see a comparison. So that's the line where they were. Now the top of the beam is up there. So I guess I'll be doing another video to show you how to adjust your headlight beams down so you're not blinding people once you lift your truck. Okay, so that wraps up another one. Hit like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.